Hi everybody, it's the Magic City Geeks. I'm Lee.
I'm Will.
With the Geek View. Today we will be discussing Civil War II. But first... Alright, tonight at Magic City Games, there is a grand opening Friday night Magic tournament at 6:30 with a $10 entry fee that gets you 2 packs guaranteed with prizes for the winners. Card Addicts will also be holding Friday Night Magic at 7. And the board game meetup will be at Bud's Place at 6. And as always, RSVP, we will have a link down in the description. On Saturday, Magic City Games will host a Force of Will tournament at 11 a.m. There's a $10 entry fee, which guarantees you 2 packs with prizes for the winners. Or you can head on over to Card Addicts for Vanguard or Force of Will throughout the day. And at 6 p.m., the board game meetup will be there as well. If you aren't interested in gaming, though, head over to Patton Creek to meet up with other geeks in town to watch Captain America's Civil War in IMAX at 4 p.m. On Sunday, think you're good at Smash Brothers? Then head on over to Magic City Games for their grand opening KO Sunday and prove it at 12 noon. Or if you'd rather play some Magic, there is a Shadows of Innistrad draft at 6. Card Addicts will also has Sunday afternoon covered with DBZ and Yu-Gi-Oh! Starting at 2:30 and Luck and Logic at 6.
All right. Monday, Card Addicts will be hosting the board game meetup, or you can head over to City Games. Let's see. Tuesday, Card Addicts will be hosting Junior's Pokemon Tournament with $5 entry fee that guarantees 1 pack starting at 6. Also, Magic City Games will be kicking off their Magic Pauper League at 6 p.m., as well as Force of Will free play with possible tournament if enough players show up. Wednesday, Card Addicts will be hosting Force of Will and Modern Magic starting at 7 p.m. Magic City Games will also be having a Magic Draft at 6. Board game meetup will be at Brookwood Mall at 6 as well. But if none of that strikes your fancy, head over to Botanical Gardens at 8 for Flits Among the Flowers. The movie will be Back to the Future. Thursday, head over to Card Addicts for some Yu-Gi-Oh! At 7, or head over to Magic City Games for Force of Will and EDH or Commander starting around 6. And the board game meetup will be meeting at Excelsior at 6 p.m. for Hoover locals, or at the train depot at 7 p.m. for Coleman.
Okay, so, as many of you knew, last weekend was Free Comic Book Day, and we went there. So we're going to go ahead and put a link to the video. If you're on your computer, it'll be right here. Otherwise, we'll have it down in the description. Well, as you may notice, we have a guest with us today. This
Hi.
is Chris.
How are you?
He is going to help us discuss Civil War II. Mm-hmm. So, yes, Civil War II. We got to get the little prelude on Free Comic Book Day. But the official thing will start in June, I believe. And it will pretty much feature an Inhuman known as Ulysses, who is able to see the future. And one group of heroes thinks that that's a good idea and we should change the future. The other group of heroes is like, hey, if we change the future might become worse. Or we might start having self-fulfilling prophecies.
I was going to say, so yeah, you do have that as an actual option. You know, the whole, this is the future, it could get worse if we don't do anything about it.
Is that any reason to not do it, though? The fear of the bad?
Well,
it
I
could
mean,
be
these
better.
are heroes.
It could be better.
Yes.
Well, I mean, I know a lot of people are going to probably give me a lot of crap for this, but, you know, the movie Paycheck actually does show that what happens when you have a predictive analysis of what the future is going to hold. Eventually, everyone's going to want it, and everyone's going to start fearing it, and then world destruction.
There was a piece of software that was used to predict stocks, actually, and it was so accurate that everyone started using it. And because everyone was using it, when one of the stocks went down, it said that there was a complete and total stock market crash because it predicted that since everyone was using the same software, that everyone would want to sell.
Exactly.
Yeah, that does actually bring up a good point. If you actually do start following, say in this little universe snippet, if you actually do just start following this one guy, what actually is to keep him from making up stuff?
Yeah, that is true.
It's like, I want to be president. I need to be president.
Sounds like he's a jerk.
He could be a jerk. We have no clue.
Well, we have no clue. Right now, all we know is that he's an Inhuman who can see the future.
I absolutely have.
So, obvious, like, if you read the comic, it actually talks about how the Inhumans in this world are similar to how the mutants are being treated, where people are frightened of them. But in the Inhumans case, it's mostly because they think that they are plants for an alien invasion.
Are they?
That's sort of the original plan was that they were going to be
if you want to go by the original thing for Inhumans, Plan A was invasion.
So they're superhuman pod people.
Well, what it was, it's not exactly like that. What it was is, there's an alien race that's put their DNA inside specific people, and throughout the generations, it made it to where there's more of these people.
Those terrible aliens.
Yes, those aliens were actually Kirk.
Okay.
Yes, he came down and decided this, and that's Marvel Universe.
Well,
If Kirk was a Klingon.
normally I'm on the side of Captain America, Steve Rogers, Captain America.
Uh-huh.
But in this particular case, I'm not so sure.
Which side is he on?
He's on the side of changing the future with Captain Marvel.
What was this future that he saw?
The only one that we know of right now is that Thanos comes for a second and everyone goes and curb stomps him because they saw the future.
So
Wait,
really bad day for Thanos.
I was going to say, that sounds like a great thing.
It does sound like a great thing, but again, if it gets overused, eventually people start relying on it, and then eventually it just starts predicting bad things just
Didn't
because.
some horrible stuff happen during the curb stop on Thanos, though?
Oh, yes. Because of the curb stomping on Thanos, a couple of the heroes were injured. But, according to what the vision was supposed to have been, it would have been an entire base wiped out, a whole bunch of humans.
Okay, so we have a few hurt superheroes, but a whole base of humans gone.
Yeah.
So, Captain America's going, we should save the humans?
Yeah, basically, Captain America is thinking that if we know what's going to happen, then it will help us prevent a lot of horrible things, such as World War II.
And then,
it goes back to the whole thing of what would you do if you met baby Hitler?
Yeah.
Nothing.
And I'm guessing everybody else is going, we won. If that's what everyone else is going.
So
it takes a few eggs to make an omelet.
Even War Machine and She-Hulk, who were part of the side that want to change the future, they were the two that got hurt.
They don't learn very quickly.
As for some of the other people on the change the future side, we have most of the Inhumans, which makes sense because the entire thing that they're going with is maybe this will help the relations between humans and Inhumans.
Except it won't. It'll make everything worse.
Probably. But you can't blame them for trying.
It's just like what they used to do.
So anyways, on the other side, we have Iron Man is leading the charge.
Again.
As always, he if he's got an opinion, he's right. Everyone else is wrong.
Always thinks.
That is basically what Iron Man always thinks. And he tries to force his opinion.
If Iron Man could get his opinion across, he will. It just may take a extra large hammer.
Yeah, for what I
and
understand,
again,
the
he's
first
fighting
Civil
Steve
War,
Rogers.
It's just. I heard a quote earlier. Is if somebody agrees with you 80% of the time, they aren't a traitor 20% of the time. That person is still your friend. it's not their fault that when they disagree, it's, the future of the world and hugely disparate factions with bloodshed.
So yeah, we have Iron Man leading the charge on protecting the future, which I don't know exactly how they're planning on protecting the future. I don't know if they're gonna basically try and do like the Doctor Who episode where he goes back to Pompeii and he actually tries to fulfill the entire thing, wiping out the entire city, or if they're just going to try and take out Ulysses or something.
If you take out the guy who can see the future, then it's like...
See, here's what I'm
also...
Except how do you take out a guy who can see the future?
Because he can't control when he sees the future,
yeah,
or
but
what
he
sees.
He has people who are protecting him.
See, I'm confused
Kill
about
all
this.
them!
Are you going with the person that
They're
says
obviously horribly misguided.
You see, with the whole change the future, protect the future, are you protecting the future by following the other guy's instructions to the letter? Or are you protecting the future by killing the guy that gives the direction so there is no future to...
Well, that's kind of the question. How are they going to protect the future? Other ones on that side, we have Sam Wilson as Captain America, which is going to be kind of confusing because you can't go, I'm with Captain America. No, you have to actually decide which Captain America you're with.
That is,
Yeah, that is an actual thing.
I was reading in the comment, they're like, well, we need to test how reliable this is. If the information isn't, 100% accurate 100% of the time, we can't really act on it. But at the point where you can act on the future and change the future, you've inherently made it so that the visions aren't guaranteed accurate.
Very true. But I think the main thing that they're going to be going for is if the place and time is correct for them. So basically, they're going to be allowing things to happen. They're just going to take safety precautions. For instance, in this one, they evacuated the base and left a whole bunch of models stand-in, just little... Basically, a bunch of 3D cardboard cutouts.
Yeah, see, I understand that in the form of, all right, we need to do a test run of this. Wait, what? All right, we see that this is going to be attacked, this building. Yeah.
I would have replaced them with guns.
No, see,
that's right. Thanos comes in thinking that he's about to just curb stomp an entire base. Instead, he gets targeted with a freaking mess load of RPGs.
No, I would have done something a lot worse. Would have been just Thanos pops in the way we know he's going to pop in. And then I just go, you know what? C4. Just the whole floor. C4.
Just the entire floor.
Or just move the box that he was coming for where it was. Just be like, ha ha.
Just let him walk in. He just sees the box. Ha ha.
Or, and then it may be like, trap the room, so it's a teleporter. You teleport up into the sun. Because as far as I understand, Thanos contributes nothing good to anything.
Pretty much.
Okay.
So just get rid of the guy.
Here's another question. How bad is this version of Thanos? Is this Thanos with the Infinity Gauntlet on?
No, he does not have the Infinity Gauntlet on. If he had the Infinity Gauntlet, the few bit of heroes they had, I think Miss America, who is actually on Iron Man's side this time. Mm-hmm. They had She-Hulk, War Machine, Captain Marvel, Medusa, I think possibly Blue Marvel.
That belt buckle seriously has to hurt.
And Black Panther. I think they were the ones that were doing it. So that's like, 6, 7 heroes?
Uh-huh.
And if he had the Infinity Gauntlet, 6, 7 heroes would not have stood a chance. I don't care how powerful they are. No, it was just Thanos with a really big gun.
Okay, all right.
That he never got to use.
And Human Torch was there too.
Because, it's like, you weren't supposed to be here.
Yeah.
But we were.
And Captain Marvel just sat there absorbing the gun and blast while everyone just blasted him.
It's like, ow, this really hurts. This wasn't supposed to hurt. How did you know? We might tell you someday. P.S.
Right.
We won't.
So getting back to the people on each side, we got Thor on Iron Man's side. I mean, really... It's almost like a lot of the people just switch sides because, you got Thor on Iron Man's side this time, but Captain America and Captain Marvel are on the other side.
Now, when you actually say Iron Man's side, we have Thor and who else?
We have Captain America, Sam Wilson. Black Panther is on his side. So T'Challa actually usually thinks things through. But honestly, out of all of these people, you have Black Panther, Sam Wilson, Daredevil, Black Widow, possibly Amadeus Cho, who is the new Hulk, and sometimes Iron Man, who thinks things through. The other people, you have Thor, Star-Lord, Luke Cage. Luke Cage is awesome, don't get me wrong, but he's not usually the one that completely thinks things through.
Yes, you have two sides of this so far. It sounds like you have the thinkers and the doers.
And the Inhumans are, of course, on the other side. Miss America, who got upset one time and threw a shark into the, just threw a shark as far as she could while saying America, yes.
That sounds terrible. Why would you do that? That poor shark.
I do not remember exactly what it was.
We don't value lives other than humans. America!
But I believe the shark did something to hurt her friends. And
it's a
she
shark!
Was pissed off.
It's not a moral question. It is not deserving of punishment.
It's shark bad. Did you not know it's in the Marvel Universe? Shark bad.
It's not a malicious shark.
He
It's
robs
just shark
on the weekend.
That's one of the reasons why I was putting her into the group that does not really think things through.
No, that's
I love her to death. She is a wonderful character. Wonderful.
You could just put
she doesn't think things through.
You could just put the shark back in the water and it won't do it again.
And then, we also have Hercules, and this should really tell you where things are right now. Deadpool.
Something's bad when Deadpool actually goes, I chose a side.
All right. Let's be
I
fair.
actually chose a side.
Deadpool actually knows what's going on more than anybody.
Oh, yeah.
So the fact that he's chosen that side is actually probably a good side.
You mean the dude that actually goes so meta game that he actually goes, yeah, hello, God.
Okay,
so the guy who goes so meta that in a fighting game he rips off his own life bar and hits the person with it.
Okay, so he's probably thinking here, he's like, okay, so we can see the future. We get to edit the comic book. It's still being written by the same writers.
How much editing can you really do? In fact, they're probably just going to dick us over more. I mean, one time I destroyed the entire universe. And what happened to me? I got blown up.
Yep.
Wouldn't that happen if you destroyed the universe?
And he destroyed all of the other Earths or something.
Yep.
And when he went back, his Earth just got completely destroyed.
No, it's like, I imagine Deadpool, it'd be like, if I was writing this comic and you were changing the future I'd written for you guys, I'd dick with you.
So other people on Captain Marvel's side got...
You stopped Thanos, but he was actually a bomb the entire time.
As we were saying, you got a lot of the thinkers. You have Ant-Man.
Scientist.
Yeah, you have Spider-Man.
Scientist, technically.
The Vision.
Scientist. Come on.
Actually, Android.
Better than Scientist.
With an Infinity Stone in him.
Way better than Scientist, but we're still going with Scientist bare minimum. Go on.
And then you got Hawkeye, who, he's just all around.
Okay.
He thinks logically.
He thinks logically, but as far as Scientist.
She-Hulk. She-Hulk is a lawyer.
Yeah, I'm going to say that's an actual lawyer. Okay.
Yeah, she is a lawyer, and she's saying, let's change the future.
Do you think it's easier for her to be a lawyer because she's a superhero, or do you think it's harder for her because she's a superhero?
Well, at the moment, it's probably pretty hard. At the moment, it's probably pretty hard for her because in Civil War I, she was outed.
Yeah.
Yeah, she was outed.
Kind of sucks at that point.
But, I know Matt Murdock, he has an easier time because,
But not Matlock.
Matlock is just wonderful, okay? But yeah, Matt Murdock, he has an easier time because he can tell when somebody's lying, so he never takes a case by someone who is lying to him. Mm-hmm. He also can go out and get evidence with Daredevil. He can go out and get evidence with Daredevil, drop it off at the police station, and the police actually are allowed to use it.
Yes.
because as long as they didn't, to get the evidence by illegal means, they're allowed to use it. So we can drop it off at the police station. In the morning, come in as Matt Murdock and go, I heard you got some new evidence. And they have to give it over to him.
What a jerk.
He's brilliant.
It's brilliant, but it's also that's seriously taking advantage of the system's not supposed to work that way.
It's a line that he.
Well, what's supposed to happen is the police are supposed to do that, but as we all know, in the comic book universe, the police are not all that good at things anymore because the superheroes are around.
The police will have one real job.
For one, am in favor of the privacy of private citizens.
The police have one real job in the comic book universes. It is this way, orderly exit. This way, orderly exit. Please do not kill the person in front of you while screaming. Please do not kill the person in front of you while running away.
So
the superhero will be here shortly.
Well, anyways, we need to go ahead and wrap this part up. So, Team Iron Man, Team Captain Marvel.
Well, let's put it this way. As far as what we have as far as brains go, that's all on one side. And as far as we have physical ability, I'll be honest, it's like you're hitting... Iron Man is hitting everybody over the head with a Thor and a Hulk.
With a Thor,
Deadpool
a Hulk,
carrying the weapon.
With a Thor, a Hulk, a Miss America, Hercules, Luke Cage.
Like I said, Captain America just, kind of, if you're actually making a team to beat everybody, that kind of is the team.
Like, the only one that you're missing is She-Hulk, who's on the other side.
Yes. Yes, as far as this side is concerned, though, the smartest person you have, actually at this point, is, well, technically I want to say Iron Man.
Iron Man would be the smartest. Daredevil would probably be the wisest.
Yes.
Actually, Black Panther would be the wisest.
Okay, yes.
Daredevil would be right up there. He'd be the legal one on that side.
Yes.
So, protect the future, change the future.
Don't you love it how both sides actually have a lawyer?
Stop dodging the question.
I love how he said that, how he asked that question as a means to dodge a question.
So which
right,
is it?
We know which side you're choosing. You're choosing the Hulk side.
More likely, yes. Like I said, after hearing
so
that,
you're protect the future.
I don't even know what the future is. But people are going with all those people say is right.
All right,
fine.
Change the future, protect the future.
Well, there's huge ethical issues about working on a vision of a possibility. And even if it is accurate, there's still large ethical issues. It's like, who has the right to change the future? And this is what the future is meant to be. So I'm going with Iron Man.
Okay. And I actually think I'm going to need to go with Iron Man too. So apparently we here at the Magic City Geeks are on the side of Iron Man this time. Sorry, Steve Rogers. I love you to death, and I usually always choose you.
Yeah, wrong course this time. Wrong course.
So,
I mean, clearly, Tony Stark is always right. And I'm always right. And we agree this time.
the universe is at peace.
Well, not as long as these guys are still doing their thing.
Oh.
Yeah.
Let's just throw Thor, let's just throw Thor, Miss America, and
gonna
the
rip
Hulk
that
down.
and just gonna throw that list off to the side.
Technically, we could just send Deadpool at everybody on that other list and just be done with it.
We already did one time.
Yes, we did, and he succeeded. Every single one of them.
Well, all right. Thank you for watching. Subscribe for us, and that'd be awesome. Go like us on Facebook. Follow us on Twitter. We try to make sure everything is enjoyable. Have a good week, everyone.
See ya.